Krohnen McDougal is dead. The King of Fighters 15 has just launched Season 2 with their first DLC character, Shingo Yabuki, and one of the biggest balance patches we've gotten yet. So let's get right into it. So how is Shingo in KOF 15? The last time he was playable was in the King of Fighters 11, and that was a very different game than the game we have now. I can safely say that they transitioned Shingo from 2D to the 2.5D era perfectly. He feels just as he should, and his critical hit system has never been better. In terms of normals and special moves, he has everything you would expect, but this time with a couple of twists. His running hit special move now has two versions, one which is just a hop overhead and one with the run. There is also a brand new special move where he imitates Kyo's low Rekka follow-up, and that launches the opponent up for a combo, although it is very slow and you really can't combo into it unless you're doing it off heavy buttons. The Shingo punches, the Shingo DP, and of course the Shingo kick are all here. And I have to say, this might be one of the best Shingo kicks we've ever seen, because not only does he have regular Shingo kick, but he has EX Shingo kick, which is neutral on block anywhere, and he has air Shingo kick. And something really funny that I found out while I was testing out the character in training mode is if you look here, when he does air Shingo kick, it teleports him up in the air. So I'm wondering if that's going to move his hitbox, and that's going to cause problems, because if it does, that's probably going to be one of his strongest tools, and I could definitely see it getting nerfed in the future. It's just so funny. He does the backdash, and then whoop up, teleports all the way to the top of the screen. For his supers, it's pretty standard, although unfortunately, we have to say, rest in peace to the Shingo Unblockable. It was too strong to be put into KOF 15, but you know what, I understand. At the very least, they replaced it with him trying to do Orochinagi, which, as a fan of Kyo and a fan of Shingo, I think is really cool. And a cool thing about his level 2 Orochinagi is that when he does it, the Kusunagi family symbol appears right above his head. Then you have his Climax special move, which is called Shingo Climax, and I didn't notice this when I was watching the trailer, but it's Shingo trying to imitate Kyo's Climax move, and it's pretty great. I said that it looks like he's giving himself a concussion, but you know what? At the very least, when he does it, he sticks the landing. And that's basically Shingo's moveset, but I haven't talked about the critical hits yet. The critical hits return in full force and better than ever. For those of you who don't know, sometimes when Shingo does a special move, it will hit critical, which means that he did the move correctly. You can't do some special input to get these to come out. It is completely random, and it's going to be a huge part of Shingo's game plan in KOF 15, because when some of these moves hit critical, not only do they do chunks of damage, but they have new hit properties that lead to interesting combo routes. So, for example, his DP kick, the EX version, if he hits that critical in the corner, he will, or anywhere really, he'll get a ground bounce after, which he can land another special move he wouldn't be able to. And man, if you do this in a combo, you're taking, at the very least, 40%. No longer is he just this joke character with kind of worse moves. Shingo is going to be a character more so than any other character on the roster that is about getting those critical conversions and getting that big damage. And it is just going to be so much fun playing this character. He is never leaving my team, I can tell you that. But that's Shingo. I'm extremely happy with how SNK handled this character. You know, the best way I can put it is, whenever I haven't played much of him. I played a couple of matches, I did a lot of training mode stuff, but whenever I'm playing him, I just have this huge smile on my face that won't go away, and I think that that's going to stay for a while. I just want to give a quick shout out to this guy from my last video who pointed out that the numbers on the back of Shingo's tracksuit actually spell out his name in Japanese. All of his tracksuits say something different on the alternate colors, which I think is a nice touch. Alright, now that the Shingo is out of the way, we can talk about the balance patch. We have to get this out of the way first. Krohnen has been nerfed into the ground. Much like the other top tiers before him, Krohnen got hit with the nerf hammer. No longer does his DP cross up, His EX DP now pushes the opponent away, making it so you could only do DP combos in the corner. His DP now has a much shorter cancel window, so now you can't just throw out the DP and then, oh, did it hit? Oh, I can cancel. Did it not hit? Oh, well, oh no. And now when it doesn't hit, you have way more recovery frames. So overall, Krohnen is not eating good this patch, and I think a lot of people are going to be happy about that. They nerfed some of his buttons too, like his crouching C, which would low profile over things, but I think that's more of to go in line with the general. They don't want certain low moves anti-airing people from hops and jumps. Other top tiers that got hit pretty bad. Rock got hit really bad, although I don't really think he deserved it. Gato got hit pretty bad. He can no longer do the combos that he used to be able to into EX Palm. He has to do something else now. He did get a new move, but that's definitely going to hurt him. Kula was absolutely gutted of her best tools. Yes, they nerfed some of her better tools, but her better tools are not as good as her old tools, and I really think this character is about to drop off the face of the map. At the very least, Krohnen still has his damage, and Krohnen still has some good things about him, so you might still see some Krohnen. He's not going to be as popular, but you're definitely not going to see as much Kula now. Krohnen, Kula, Gato, Rock, I felt like were the real big losers of this patch. The biggest nerf this season was definitely to the character select screen. I don't really know what they were thinking, but everything's so smushed together now, I really don't like it. Some of the winners of this patch I would definitely say are characters like Ryo and Yuri, which were not really played that much and I think have really been slept on. I think a lot more people might pick up Luong. She seems pretty solid right now. The god of KOF, Iori Yagami, just might be top tier. He received nothing but meaningful buffs, and I think we're going to see the return of top tier Iori. And you know what? It's not a KOF game if Iori is not in the top tier, and I fully support these changes. The biggest winner of the patch definitely has to be Billy though, because before, Billy was not a functional character. Now Billy is a functional character. That's not really a high bar to set, but hey, now you can at least play him, so shoutouts to all the new and old Billy players. Honestly, this is what I expected from this patch. I expected some top tiers to get crucified, I expected some strong characters to get buffed, and I expected some characters that just were not working to get the tools that they needed. There is a definite direction that SNK is going with this balance patch, and we're not really going to see how that turns out until the meta develops. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the patch. My characters didn't really get hit. My main team is Kyo, Benimaru, King, and the three of them made it out pretty well, but how about you? If you're a Krohnen player, if you're a Kula player, Rock player, Gato player, you guys are not happy about this patch, I can tell. But did your character get nerfed? Are you annoyed about that? Did your character get a big buff that I didn't mention? I'd really love to hear about it because there are so many characters in this game and you just can't play them all, and I just love hearing everyone's perspective. So if you got a big W, make sure you tell me about it, and if you're dealing with a big L, tell me about it too, because we've all been there. Season 2 of the King of Fighters 15 is starting strong, and I just hope with the release of Kim and the release of Sylvie, they can keep this momentum going forward, but only time will tell. So, until that time comes, like always, have a great day, and goodbye.